All right, so for today's review, we are going to be taking a look at the Ertl John Deere 9420T tractor in 1/32 scale. Now, this model is part of the Ertl Precision series. This one is a Series 2 model. They had a Series 1 and a Series 2. I believe in Series 2, there are 4 models. I'm not sure how many are in Series 1. I know there's at least 2 to 3 of them that I've found. I'm not sure if there's any more, but this one is a Series 2 model. These are relatively older models from Ertl. I believe they came out somewhat in the early 2000s, and they can still be found today. You're gonna have to pay probably a little bit more of an inflated price. Like I probably paid a little too much for this, but we'll get to that in the later part of the video. So without further ado, let's get straight into the review. So starting off with here, you can see right here, you got some plastic handrails. This, I believe, is only a couple of the plastic parts on the model. The rest of it is made of metal, which is nice. Coming to your trucks here, you can see on your rollers here, you got some very nice bolt detailing. They are painted a different color than the roller itself, which is nice. I got a little hub detail right there. These rollers down here, they are individual and they do roll, which is pretty sweet to see. I'm not sure how well you can see this, but there is a little tiny decal on the inside there. You got a modeled cylinder right there as well. And then coming to your back roller, you got plenty of bolt detailing right here. Now these bolts right here, they're painted the John Deere yellow. I'm sure that's how they are in the real machine. And then you can see that bolts on the outer side are painted that a different color, which is nice. I like that a lot. And then coming to the front of the model, you can see you got a nice John Deere 9420T decal right there. Now this one is a sticker decal, which is kind of surprising because I believe some of the other models in Series 2, they were pad printed or tampo, whatever you want to call them, on the model. So it is kind of surprising that they did go with a sticker decal on here. Doesn't really detract from the model because it does blend in, but one thing to look out for maybe in the future, this might peel off as the adhesive loses its stickiness, but hopefully that doesn't happen. You can see right here, you got a bunch of engine detail, which is very nice. And your hood and stuff does open to reveal the engine. It's a pretty fairly detailed engine. You got hoses and stuff running all over the place. Your engine block's very detailed. I'm not sure of everything on the tractor, what a tractor's engine is built out of. So I don't want to get too technical with it, and I don't want to start naming stuff wrong. But I know this is the engine at least. It is fairly detailed, which is very nice. And then closes up very nice as well. Now I believe on the model, the steps leading up to it, at least the steps and the handrails are plastic. I believe the top part is metal, but these steps and the handrails are plastic. But it's super hard to tell. They match the paint on the plastic steps and the metal very nicely. So it's very hard to tell it is plastic. Unless you go and put a little pressure on it, then you can obviously see it bend. And then you can see right here, you got a nice filler cap right there. It even has the simulated locking mechanism on it right there. You got a silver handrail right there, and you got this little step right here, and then you got some flashers or some lights right there as well. And then coming to the back of the model, you got your little orange triangle right there. You got some painted on lights as well. I believe these are part of the fuel tanks on the model, and they are very nice. And then coming to the back here, you can see you got a nicely detailed hydraulic block right here. So this is where your implement would plug into. All your electrical, maybe before that implement would plug into right here. It's a very detailed block. You got all the hoses and stuff running to it. You even got some brass colored hoses right there. So it's a little bit of gold, which is nice. Got a nice little warning decal right there on the model. And then you got a drawbar that does move side to side, which is pretty sweet. And another thing about this drawbar is this little tiny pin right here is removable. As you can see right there, comes right out and slides right back in. So if you had an implement that had a small enough tongue to fit into there, you could slide that pin on, and then you could have this tractor pulling an implement, which is very nice. Now while we're here, if I bring the camera up a little bit, you can see the back of the cab. It's very nice. The glass is super clear, which I really do like a lot, and you can kind of see some of the details inside the cab. And then you also have a handrail right here that I believe is plastic as well, that runs around the back part of the cab, which is nice. And then coming to this side, of the model. It's pretty much the same as the other side, except for you got your air cleaner and your exhaust on this side. You got the functional rollers. You can see you got the little tiny decal right there on that side as well. And then you got your air cleaner and your exhaust on this side. You can see right there, you got some nice details on there. These are plastic as well, but they are a thicker plastic, so they don't flex as much as the handrails, which is nice. So we'll zoom out there, and you can see the top of your exhaust right there. It's not a hole. There's no hole that is drilled into the exhaust, but it still looks nice. I believe this is the top of the air cleaner right there. I'm not 100% sure if it's an air cleaner or not. It's just what it looks like to me. And then coming to the front of the model, you see you got a nice variety of headlights right there. You got a nice John Deere decal right there. And then you got a super nice counterweight block right here. Now you can remove this. There's like 2 tiny screws underneath if you so wanted to take this counterweight block off. And I will show you why you could do that here in a minute. And then another feature, so we'll get to some of the functionality on this model. You can see that the cab door opens up very nicely. So it opens about there. You got a nice tan painted interior. You got a black steering wheel. And all your controls are modeled very nicely in there. It's pretty super detailed for a cab interior. Since if you haven't checked out the Challenger review, the cab interior and the handrail on the side of the door, that wasn't there. It was just a door. It was just a piece of glass, and it just had a handrail on the outside. This one's got, a handrail on the inside, which is nice. It's even got part of the mechanism up here for the door, which is very nice. If we can get the camera to focus in there, you can see right there. There's the mechanism for closing the door and stuff. They modeled on there very nicely. It does shut very nicely as well. It is kind of hard to tell that the door does open on the model with that door shut very nicely. So we'll zoom out all the way here. Now, like I said, you can remove this counterweight block on the front if you wanted to. And that is because this is an opening compartment right here to access your radiator and stuff like that. But this counterweight is in the way, so if you really wanted to show, having the radiator worked on or being cleaned or something like that, you could remove this block. I haven't done it, and I probably won't do it on my model. But that is an opening feature on the model, which is nice. As you saw earlier, the hood does open, and then these little panels on the side. There's 2 of them, so you get 2 panels that open on the side, which is very nice. It reveals a bunch of details on the engine, which is nice for an Ertl model. Coming from somebody in the 1/50th scale and then buying one of these in 1/32nd scale, it's definitely a step up from like the 1/50th scale, where it's it's not so much detail and functionality, but this piece has a lot of functionality and great detail. The treads on here on the tracks are very nice as well. They are a little stiff to roll. I don't really want to roll them, risk breaking the rubber or anything like that. So for the purpose of the video, I'm not going to do that. But you can see they do move kind of it right there. But overall, I'd recommend this model if you're looking to pick one up. Now, I paid about $110 for mine. I'm not sure what these released for back when they came out in the early 2000s. So I picked mine up for about $110. I got the last one in stock that Outback Toys had. And I feel like it was a good deal for the amount of detail and stuff on the model. I was a little worried at first, knowing it was an Ertl model and the price attached to that, knowing that it was an Ertl model. But once I got it, I was pretty happy to have paid that price. And you can still find these relatively today. They keep popping up on eBay. There's a couple of the groups on Facebook that have a couple of the sellers trying to get rid of these as well. So if you're looking to pick one up, I'd hunt around before you just go and do a Google search and buy the first one you see, because you might be able to get a little bit of a price difference and not to pay such high of a price. But I paid $110 for mine, which is nice. It's a nice model. I believe it was $110, $115, somewhere around there. But it's a nice piece. I'd recommend it. So that's going to do it for this video. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If you'd like to follow my social media, both links are in the description. And if you are new to the channel, please feel free to hit the subscribe button. Or if you're not new to the channel and you just somehow my videos keep popping up in your feed and you're not subscribed, also feel free to hit the subscribe button. I try to get a video out at least once a week. So that's something to look forward to. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next video to be uploaded.